Hi Amanda, it's Rebecca with your assignment one critique. So these were some great concepts that you had here, and I really like that you use these personal family photos to do this assignment. And I liked reading your description about how you wish that you could have thought of that stuff while you're actually working on it instead of course, right when it's due, right? I totally understand how that goes. So on this first image, um, I think you did a great job with incorporating her picture into this picture frame image. And I love that you left the flowers in the background because it doesn't really, I would have never guessed this was an immigration photo. It seemed like it was just a really cute picture of a little girl um, in front of a rose bush. So that worked out nicely. The only thing is the picture of the little girl is a little bit different color than the picture of the roses in the background. You can see that she's a little bit warmer. She has kind of a yellowy tint to her compared to the background, which has almost more of a blue tint, which you wouldn't really notice if you didn't see it against the yellow tint in front. So that's something to pay attention to when working with stuff like this. Other than that, you fit it nicely inside that frame, so I think that works great. And I do like the addition of the teacup. I think that that says enough about being from England. I don't think you need all the British flag or the Queen or any of this other stuff that you just thought up. I just think that it would have been overdone if you added those elements. So the teacup is just the perfect amount to add. I I don't get any inklings about immigration from this, though. I think that with the teacup, I would have maybe just thought that this was taken in England or something like that, um, or taken by an English person enjoying their tea. The only thing that's weird about this picture is there's bubble wrap in the back corner, and the frame is sitting on a box that the frame came in. So that makes me think that this is not really a natural setting. So I recommend like cutting the frame out and maybe putting it on a different background, or at least eliminating the bubble wrap and then eliminating this writing on this box, because maybe then the box wouldn't be so distracting. Um, Cutting it out, putting it on a different background is gonna, it's gonna require you cutting all of these little parts out in here and throughout here. So that might be more than you want to do at this point. But I definitely recommend cloning out that bubble wrap and using your spot healing brush to get rid of this type here, this writing. I mean, not type, the writing. Other than that, I think that it's good to go. I think it's a great idea. So this image, I love it, partially because it's a little weird, and obviously you can tell at this point that I like weird stuff, and I think that your dad is going to love it as a birthday card. And it was just a really great idea. So the addition of the hats is fantastic. I love that little splash of color. And the color of the package versus the color of the banners is some nice color composition. It helps to balance out the whole image, so that was a good idea. Um, so two things that I would change on this. The dogs are pretty low resolution. I'm thinking that these two dogs at this table with the cake was the original image, maybe. I'm trying to figure out if the cake was part of the original. No, maybe it wasn't. Okay. See, you're tricking me. You're tricking me. Good job. But the two dogs are part of the original image. So a way to clean up some of this pixelation around here would to just be to go in, select with your polygonal lasso around the edge of the dog here, and then sample some part of the wall that doesn't have as much pixelation, but is still a similar color, because those are dead giveaways. Like all around these edges here, you can see all of that breakdown, and it's pretty distracting. So I definitely recommend getting rid of that. There's a little bit up here on the top of this puppy, and that's about it there. So wait a minute, now I'm seeing a nose cut out. Maybe the dog's worm part. Girl, you tricked me. Good job with your Photoshop skills here. The other thing is, happy birthday banners. I don't generally see them hanging like this, that are vertical like that. They're usually across the wall horizontally and like kind of sagging. So if you could find an image of a banner and you can place your happy birthday text across there, I think that it would be a lot more realistic to the scene. Um, these kind of feel like you were just trying to fill in space a little bit, fill in the negative space, and it's just really not. It could be resolved better, and I think once you hear me say that, you might see what I'm saying. So keeping the same color or a color similar to this package is a great idea. You know, it's not necessary, but it does help balance out the composition. So you could go with something like that. I would just clean up this whole background, this whole back wall, get rid of all that noise, all the pixelation, all around the edges of the dogs, and then clean up that banner, and this puppy's good to go for your dad. So keep up the great concepts, keep up the hard work. You're doing a great job.